Good morning, class. In the last section, you learned the names for the essential parts of an Excel worksheet and practiced the simple operations of entering numbers, text, and cell references to cells. Now you have the basics. You need to discover the power of spreadsheets. You will very quickly realize why people who work with numbers, like accountants, engineers, and project managers, rely on spreadsheets to perform tedious calculations rapidly, efficiently, and accurately. You learned how to enter numbers, text, and cell references into worksheet cells in the previous session. Now, it's time to discover the fourth type of cell entry called a calculation. Calculations are why you enter numbers into cells because calculations enable you to perform arithmetic operations. When we talk of arithmetic operations, I mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division on your entered numbers. Remember, Excel accepts two kinds of operations: formulas and functions. This session shows you how to perform calculations using formulas. Now, let me ask you, what is a formula? A formula is an equation that performs operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division on data that is stored in a worksheet. A formula is a cell entry that performs a calculation and returns a result. To enter a formula, we use arguments, which are the inputs to the calculations, including cell references and operators. Using reference is important as the data within the cell reference is often altered by the user. Again, using references is important as the data within the cell reference is often altered by the user, which in turn updates the calculation and produces different results depending on data input and workflow. Now, in constructing and inserting a formula, the proper syntax must be followed. Take note of that. A formula's syntax refers to the valid rule needed to build a good formula in a worksheet. If the correct syntax is not followed, an error will be signaled. Now let's talk about syntax of a formula. 1. Start a formula with an equal sign, followed by arguments and operators. I said, start a formula with an equal sign, followed by arguments and operators. Arguments are the inputs to a formula that generates the results. When you type a formula without the equal sign in front, Excel will show you an answer. Again, when you type a formula without the equal sign in front, Excel won't show you an answer. So what type of adeno? That's the one for equal sign and medical Excel no won't provide the answer for you. Take note of that. For example, as far as Excel is concerned, Entry 550 minus 100 is equal to is text. Take note of that. Entry 550 minus 100 is equal to is a text. Because I told you, when you type a formula without the equal sign in front, Excel won't show you an answer. Number 2, a formula accepts blank spaces or otherwise. However, avoid typing empty spaces in formulas. Even though you can use blank spaces in formulas, leaving the spaces out of the formulas you type into worksheet cells make readability easier. The formulas is equal to C4 plus C5 plus C6 and is equal to C4 plus C5 plus C6 are the same. Again, a formula accepts blank spaces or otherwise. However, avoid typing empty spaces in formulas. Even though you can use blank spaces in formulas, leaving the spaces out of the formula you type into worksheet cells make readability easier. The formula is equal to, or the formulas, let's say it's equal to C4 plus C5 plus C6, and it's equal to C4 plus C5 plus C6 are the same. Number 3, there are several math symbols you can use to tell Excel which math operation to perform. The plus symbol means to add. The minus symbol means subtract. The asterisk symbol means to multiply. The slash symbol means divide. Hope you understand. The caret symbol means to raise the power of, and the percent symbol means divide by 100. The point 4. Formulas can do more than one math operations at a time. For example, the formula is equal to 5 plus 32 times 120 minus 345 divided by 12 performs 4 different math operations. Cell references are the cell or range of cells that you want to use in your calculations. A1, B4, C2, you can name it. Now I hope you understand, or you will understand Excel. Okay, I said are the cell or range of cells that you want to use in your calculations, like A1, B4, C2, and others are cell references. Operators are the symbol that specify the calculation to be performed. Constants are the numbers or text values that do not change. Functions are predefined formulas in Excel. Functions are predefined formulas in Excel. Now, to construct a simple formula in Excel, 1. Select the cell for the formula. 2. Type the equal sign. and then the formula. Then number 3, you press enter. Remember, we begin a formula with the equal sign. Once the equal sign is typed into a cell on a worksheet, the formula bar will become active, with the formula icons changing color and becoming ready for inputs. The formula bar consists of 3 parts. Take note of this. The formula bar consists of 3 parts. To the left of the formula bar, you will see a list of commonly used functions and access to the more functions icon to locate more functions. Note that this part is active while the formula bar is active, after which it is referred to as the name box. The middle section of the formula bar is where you will find the icon to cancel formula inputs, enter a formula, and access the insert function dialog box to search for more functions. Now, the main part of the formula bar is the formula entry area, where you will enter, copy, or edit calculations created in Excel. It can be expanded or collapsed, which is useful when dealing with lengthy calculation with multiple functions and operators. Now, let's learn multiplying with Excel. In cell G6, enter the formula G6 times C6 and press enter. Drag the autofill handle down the cell. The worksheet should now look like the one shown.